Frank Martin this Saturday. Boxing professionals have made their predictions as well, but I think that Frank, what he's lacking is experience. That's what he's lacking. And he got to be able to put rounds together. And really, it's not as one-sided as you think, and they're just respecting the power and the hype behind Gervonta Davis. Then I believe that it'll be an early night for Frank Martin. Tank versus Frank Martin. Yeah, good. I mean, it's all right. It's an easy fight for Tank, but Frank Martin's a good little fighter. A pair of undefeated titans will go head-to-head for the World Boxing Lightweight World title. Then Tank Davis will defend his title. An outstanding record against Frank Martin. Forward first. Face forward. Gervonta Davis enters this fight with 29 wins, 0 defeats, and 27 knockouts. It's tough to find a better resume than that. He's coming off an impressive 7th-round victory over Ryan Garcia in April 2023. Saturday will be Martin's first title shot. Despite an impressive 18-0 record with 12 knockouts, he's definitely lacking in the power department compared to Davis. A look at Martin's unanimous decision victory over Gervonta Union last summer, and you'll see the Ghost did a nice job of peppering the German boxer with body-head combinations, moving him around the ring against Davis. Martin should look to unload his offense and move himself. Doing so will allow Martin to garner points and remain out of harm's way. Martin cannot afford to get overzealous and lured in by Tank. Often we've seen on tape nice count and right there stepping into the phone booth and trying to exchange with Davis over several sequences could spell the beginning of the end for Martin, courtesy of Davis's generational knockout power. And that goes back to the first key of landing output and resetting. Also, this is quite easily the biggest fight of Frank Martin's career, as he's never faced a higher profile opponent than Gervonta Davis. Not being blinded by the bright lights on this stage is key, as is Martin making sure to not overly respect the more seasoned Davis. There we go. All right, perhaps. World Boxing Organization super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez believes Martin could inflict the first defeat of Davis's career, and he explained how in a recent interview with Fight Hub TV. Tank Davis, Frank Martin, how do you see that play? Now, I think that if Frank Martin goes and presses Tank Davis without showing him any respect, then we should see a different type of outing. However, if Martin comes in there just respecting the power and the hype behind Gervonta Davis, then I believe it will be an early night for Frank Martin. Then we should see a different type of outing. However, if he comes in there just respecting the power and the hype behind Gervonta Davis, then I believe that'll be an early night for Frank Martin. On the other hand, Davis has the experience advantage, and Martin getting adjusted to the brightest lights and biggest stage of his career bodes well for Tank to touch the Ghost with power early into the fight, and he's become a one-handed fighter that right-handies Tank Davis. Doing so could thwart Martin, or at least make him think twice of trying to exchange with Davis, putting Tank in control. Martin sometimes abandons a tight guard, and Gervonta Union was able to sneak in a right uppercut. Just imagine what Davis could do with the same weapon if landed. This guy don't have no fundamental at all. All he's relying on is a weak-ass hook. That's it. That's all he relying on is a hook. That's all. No defense, no nothing, no footwork. The shot right up the middle could wreak havoc on Martin if he's not cautious. And seeing an overzealous and over-aggressive Martin creates an opening for Davis to measure him with counter punches. Left uppercut with 27 of his 29 career victories coming by the way of knockout. Davis, being a knockout artist, is given major attention, and rightfully so, but he also has tremendous boxing skills. His ability to counter-punch from his 5-foot frame is key. Peep the way he ducked under Ryan Garcia's left hook to detonate a compact counter left of his own for a knockdown before knocking him out in April 2023. Prior to that, in May 2022, Tank ate a crunching body shot from Rolando Romero, only to blast Rayleigh with a vicious counter left to the face for the knockout. Good, he seems kind of awkward, but in this fight, he's not AIG. I knew that it was all about it being patient and responding to a Martin miscalculation might be all. Davis needs to secure his 30th pro victory, and given Davis's longevity, unprecedented power, and proven track record in title matches, most people aren't giving Martin much of a chance. Tank versus Frank Martin. Yet good. All right, it's an easy fight for Tank. Eddie Hearn feels Davis has made a smart choice by selecting an opponent against whom victory is guaranteed. On that note, Eddie Hearn said, yeah, it's all right, it's an easy fight for Tank. Also speaking to Fight Hype, the chairperson of Matchroom, who held Canelo Alvarez responsible for Garcia versus Haney taking place in NYC, also added, but Frank Martin is a good little fighter. Frank Martin's a good little fighter. Don't think he's going to do mad numbers. But however, Hearn concluded saying, I don't think he's going to do mad numbers. But yeah, It's a good fight. Hopefully Davis versus Frank Martin will have a good fight, and hopefully following the match against Martin, Tank will eventually face Devin Haney. In a recent interview with Devin Haney, he expressed his doubts on Frank's ability to upset Tank Davis in the coming fight, despite the claims from Frank on knocking Davis confidently. Just no, I think that Tank beats him. Haney revealed that he expected Tank Davis to give Frank Martin a beating when they meet in the ring in June. In an interview, Haney said, "I think Tank beats him. We haven't seen Frank Martin at the highest level, at the elite level. We just haven't seen each other from that performance against Arden Hunan. It was clear that Martin wasn't ready for elite level competition. No, I think that Tank beats him. We haven't seen Frank Martin at the highest level, the elite level, in another state." Haney said, "Do I think Martin is going to go in there and lay down? No, I think he'll go in there and try to get his respect, and he will fight back. But I think Tank has the experience and skills and will be victorious. The highest level, their elite level. I'm not saying that he's not elite, but we just haven't seen him from the previous fights that Martin had participated in. It was clear that he was over-muscled and emphasized too much on weight training in most of his fight preparations. His overreaction to the skills that Tank Davis used his training in the footage was an awakening call for Martin, as he seemed to have been implying the wrong methods for the preparation. Some cling that damn clinching. We in there tussling, and he showed clinching. He showed the punch that he got H with. He showed clinching. It was clear the chances of him winning were very minimal, having in mind the fight would happen in only a few weeks to come." Haney explained that. But will it be easy? I can't say. Do I think that Frank Martin will go in there and show that he's a contender? The answer is yes. Ahead of the upcoming fight, Frank Martin's promoter Errol Spence Jr. was interviewed in his thoughts about the match and the possible outcome. See him getting his hand raised. I feel like he's the most skilled, talented fighter. Day in the interview, Errol Spence Jr. back his fighter Frank Martin, who has an undefeated personal record of 18 wins in 18 fights, including 12 knockout victories, to upset World Boxing Association regular lightweight champion Gervonta Davis on June 15th in their headliner on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Truly, boxing fans aren't giving Martin much chance due to his struggle in his last fight against Arden Hunan and his lack of comparable victories. The most skilled, talented fighter that Tank, what he does have is power, and he's hungry, ready to topple the rain-rusty Baltimore native Tank, who has been on an extended victory lap, enjoying the praise from his 7th-round knockout victory over Instagram star Ryan Garcia. With Tank Davis's 14 months out of the ring, it's difficult to know for sure how he'll look against Martin. Every fault, like it's one of those he can't take those early rounds off and feel like he's going to come in his 7-8 round. Martin will be coming full throttle on June 15th, pushing a fast pace and looking to win the early rounds to build up an insurmountable lead against the notoriously slow starter. I see him getting his hand raised. I feel he's the most skilled, talented fighter that Tank ever fought, said Errol Spence per Instagram, talking about his fighter Frank Martin, poised to upset WBA regular lightweight champion Davis on June 15th in their fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas in a 7-8 round and hope for a knockout. While boxing analysts aren't saying the same, as many think Martin will only win this fight if he focuses on volume punching and puts power on his shots. Tank has shown that he's vulnerable against fighters who throw a lot of punches, and that's not Martin's style of fighting. Martin has a low work rate. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for the latest notifications so that you never miss out on videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.